New precautions to stop the spread of Ebola. A nurse who set up a quarantine at Newark Airport remains in isolation even after testing negative for the virus. The city's first Ebola patient has taken a turn for the worse. Dr. Craig Spencer is undergoing new treatment, but his fiancee is out of the hospital. She returned to their apartment tonight under quarantine. CBS 2's Dave Carlin has more from Hamilton Heights.
The quarantine will last 21 days. She will not be coming down from that apartment. After she was let up there, health officials came down to explain how this quarantine will be strictly enforced.
Very little of Morgan Dixon's face was visible as she entered her Hamilton Heights apartment building. The fiancé of Ebola patient Dr. Craig Spencer is now out of Bellevue Hospital and required to stay inside her home with no visits from friends or family.
We call this quarantine. It means that somebody is absolutely healthy, at no risk to other people, but they need to be maintained separated from other people.
Thank goodness she's healthy, and we hope that continues.
Dixon will be in contact with 2 caseworkers only, one from the health department for medical needs, another from the city's Human Resources Administration for food and supplies.
She is unfortunately not allowed to receive visitors. We have guaranteed, however, that she has electronic means to communicate with her friends and family.
Dixon spent days in isolation before getting to go into home quarantine. Still waiting to go home is nurse Casey Hickox. She was the first person quarantined after new airport screening procedures went into effect. She was stopped at Newark International Airport. In the Dallas Morning News, she writes, "An official barked questions at me as if I was a criminal." Hickox says after disclosing she worked with Ebola patients in Sierra Leone, someone escorted her to a quarantine office. She goes on to say, "My temperature was taken using a forehead scanner and it read 98. 3 hours passed. I was given a granola bar and some water. I was left alone in a room for another 3 hours." Even though a preliminary test for Ebola came back negative, Hickox is now being kept in a tent outside a New Jersey hospital with little more than her cell phone. Nurse advocates call her case alarming.
The last thing we want to do is to have disincentives for healthcare workers.
Hickox wrote, "This is not a situation I would wish on anyone, and I'm scared for those who will follow me," she wrote. But it could become more common. Mandatory quarantines are in effect in New York, New Jersey, and now Illinois. 2 others are quarantined, but at home. They are friends of Dr. Spencer, who will be monitored for symptoms.
The quarantines for Dixon and the couple's 2 friends will be lifted November 15th. In Hamilton Heights, Dave Carlin, CBS 2 News.